All said and done, when we are done with the school profile settings, which like I told you, upon registration as a new school, all these things can even be done from the beginning. But after that, you may want to still come inside and do some changes. You can still go ahead and come here like I showed you. Now, all this said and done, we'll come to another aspect, which is the academic aspect. Yes. Now, like I said, this is a school management system. So we have whereby you have to also set the houses for the school, the classes and the subjects. Now, because it's going to be admission, quickly we will look at the houses. So that because if it's a day and boarding school or it's only boarding school, it means that the boarding aspect must be factored in as they come, and as when they assess the portal, they should be able to know which house they belong in as a school. The student coming in, and then the if it's a boarding a school which is day and boarding, how many are going to sleep in the boarding houses? So you assess this quickly, and this is where you set your houses. So there is a button here for you to say add a house. So far, these are the houses in my school, and these were set. They were set manually because after you have done your vacancy declaration in total, there is a number of it that goes for those who are boarding. And the boarding, we have those who are male boarders and then those who are female boarders. These go to schools that are, I'm not going to say they are day and boarding. So you add a house, and this is how the house is added. First of all, have it on paper, then such that you know the number of boarders you declared for male and the number of boarders you declared for female. Okay, that should be recorded first on paper because there is a little bit of mathematics here, which if it goes wrong, that is when you have issues about somebody is a boarder but cannot access a house in your school, which is very dangerous. Because when the numbers are wrong here, the rooms will get full, and when the rooms get full, the system cannot give somebody a house for the person to come in. And an administrator, quickly, when it happens that way, will show you where to go to equally mitigate or solve that problem. Thank you. Okay, so we click on the add new house. So let's say in my school, I'm supposed to get about 5 houses. 5 houses. So let's say from house 1 up to the naming issue up to the glass house, house 5. Now for each house, is it going to host only male? Is it going to host only females? Or is it going to be a house for both? What this means is that whenever you declare your vacancy, you declared depending on the gender of the school. Maybe it's a school for both male and female. So both male and female. If it's only a male school, you accordingly assign it in that way. Said that okay, each house is going to be for only males because it's a male school. Each house is going to be for female because it's a female school, but whereby it is male and female, so both. So in situations whereby we are in the both male and female school, it means that the houses in the school definitely is going to host some male and then some female. So per your vacancy declaration, how many you declared for male and how many you declared for female. Each male boarder who is coming to the school, this is a section handling the boarding issue. For day students who will come to that, they will just belong to a house, but they don't belong to a room to sleep in the school. So for both male and female schools, each house in the school here will host a male and a female boarder. So house 1, for example, now if you declared, let's say, for example, there's a little bit of mathematics here, 300 for your males to come in. Now that 300 of those males coming in, and you are going to have, let's say, about 5 or 6 houses. Let's assume 6 houses. So house 1, house 2, house 3, up to the last house, as you named it here, 6 houses. Those 6 houses, how many of your 300 will be in each house? So there should be an equal proportion here so that you don't have issues with your house masters. So okay, 300 is coming in. from house 1 to house 6, if we divide 300 males coming in, each house is going to receive roughly 50 males. Okay, females, how many are going to be there? So 200 is coming in as females. And you have, for example, you have 6 houses, so 200 divided by 6. Okay, now for each house, they have going to be allocated with a number of borders equally, even sharing. Now, the rooms which we have here, okay, for house 1, how many rooms do they have to cater for the male borders? Okay, house 1 has, okay, one big room, so all your 50 for the male, all your 50, so one big room, so there is one big room, and each room, you said one big room to house them, so therefore the 50 are going to be in that one big room. Maybe it's a long room, so you put all your 50 here. Or let's say for house 1, the male rooms are going to be 2. If it's going to be 2, you can't keep all the 50. You can't keep all, you should be able to keep a section of the 50 that you are going to receive in these 2 rooms. So let's say roughly it's a male heads per room. So let's say you keep 25 in a room. So the system will be able to share accordingly, saying that the 2 rooms will have 25. When the 25 is up to the limit, it will move to the room 2 and share. So you are in house 1, but house 1 you'll be in a certain room, which will be indicated on your letter. So house 1, you are in room 1. But whereby it's a long room, so it's house 1, and all the 50 are going to be in that long room, a stretch of room. That is fine. The same thing will apply to the female, exactly as it should be. That is the mathematics in this. Now, so as and when, let's say, female is one long room, and roughly female is going to handle 45 per room. That is how it's going to be. So you add the house, and you do this repeatedly till you get to the 6th house, and then so as you add each house, the last house, you do that, and then it will show. So when I'm to do this, you will see that house has been created, and it is showing here as house 1. So you do this, and some of the houses have names. So when you type, it will show here. So this is house 1, house 2. You do that to the last house. That is how it is.